Hey, it's Mike from Louisiana, and in this video, I want to show you how you can buy your teenager's first vehicle or your next vehicle for absolutely free. That's right, I do it all the time, and I want to show you how you can do it too. So stay tuned. Hey, it's Mike. Welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you joining me. If you'd like to see more videos about finances, this is your place. Just go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe and the little bell, and you'll be getting all the videos from now on. I really appreciate you watching. So in this video, we are talking about buying your teenager's very first car for free. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, is this one of those scammy YouTube videos where he's gonna just like give me a bunch of crap about how to do something? No, it is not. I am going to give you something that I myself did, my wife and myself, we did, we do, and we will continue to do for the rest of our lives, probably. So we just went about buying our kids' first vehicle a little bit differently than everybody else. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 3 things that are gonna get you out of the conventional thinking of, hey, my teenager's about to start driving, I'm gonna go down to the dealership, or I'm gonna start hunting around for a vehicle to buy them, and then going down to the bank, getting a loan, and doing a traditional vehicle loan, or just trying to scrounge up your money and pay it cash. I am not a big fan of that. I would rather let somebody else pay for my vehicle, and that way my vehicle is free. So I'm gonna tell you how to do that in this video. Okay, so step number 1, you gotta find a vehicle. I know there's a big debate about whether your first vehicle should be a beater or you should have a vehicle that is nice, something that your kid is gonna be proud to drive. For us, it was an issue of safety. My wife was very much concerned with our daughter driving. It was our first kid out of 4, and so she really wanted her to be safe. So she went with a vehicle that she felt was very good on safety ratings. It just happened to be a Lexus. Okay, so I know typically people aren't like, and this was probably about 7-8 years ago, the Lexus vehicle that she picked out was about a $40,000 vehicle. Now, I know there's a school of thought that's like, oh, get your child the cheapest vehicle you can and let them destroy it and let them break it and let them do all these things in it because they're gonna bump into things and all this stuff's gonna happen. We're a little bit differently. We found that our kid took better care of her $40,000 vehicle than if she just had a beater. So there's a little bit of a different mindset there, and that's what we went with. So what do I suggest? I suggest you think about it and talk to each other about it before you make a decision. But for us, we went with a really good vehicle that we felt great about. So let me ask you this question. If cost wasn't an issue, which vehicle would you get your child? That was kind of our thinking because, hey, we weren't gonna pay for this vehicle anyway, so we might as well get exactly what we want. So while you're out there looking, you have to start beginning to putting together a budget. Figure out what you're gonna be spending. You really want to know what your monthly payment is going to be on this car. I'm gonna say interest rates really don't matter too much. They didn't to me. I mean, everybody wants to get a good interest rate, but car interest rates are typically pretty low unless you just have terrible credit. So you're going to pick out your vehicle. So for us, it was a Lexus. And here's a picture of the car. You can see exactly what we got my daughter. Now, when we were looking for this particular car, there were only 2 cars in 500 miles that had this particular feature that she wanted on this car, and that was this right here, the red leather. This Lexus this year came out with the red leather, and that's what she wanted, and mama gonna get what mama wants. So that's what we did. We found the car, we knew exactly what we wanted, we identified it, we figured out our note on that car was gonna be about $450 a month. Okay, that brings us to step number 2. So step number 2 is find something to pay for that car, specifically an asset. So yes, As good old Robert Kiyosaki says, find an asset that'll pay for your liabilities. Let somebody else pay for your liability. So a car, as we all know, is a liability because it's not making you any money. It's not bringing you anything every month. It is a liability. It takes money out of your pocket. But an asset puts money in your pocket. So my choice of asset to pay for this car was real estate. Now at this point you could say, hey, I'm gonna go do extra work. I'm gonna go find another job. I'm gonna go do this extra stuff that's gonna take my time and energy so I can buy this car. Well, that's not what this video is about. If you're about working harder, not smarter, or if you're about doing more things to get this stuff, then it's just not gonna work for what I'm talking about here. You have to rise above that and you have to say, hey, I'm going to find an asset that doesn't take my time and energy every day, and I'm gonna let that pay for the car. So that's what I did. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with the specific purpose of paying the car note on this car, and that way I wouldn't be out any money on my $450 a month note. So here's how it went. I found a house, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath that was about $100,000. I purchased this, I turned around and I rented it, and the extra cash flow that came out of that, which was about $450, paid my note. Now I know you're probably going, whoa, 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 whoa. So you went and got into debt, and then you went and got into more debt to pay for the debt. Yes, exactly. And here's the difference. One debt is bad debt. The other debt is good debt. One debt takes money out of your pocket, and the good debt puts money in your pocket. One cancels the other. Now here is the greatest thing about it, which brings me to point number 3. So in 5 years, where did we stand? Because I had a 5-year note on that car. It might have been a 4, but let's just, for easy math, just say 5. In 5 years, that car was 100% paid off. I never even felt the note in my monthly budget because it was offset by the asset, the 3-bedroom, 2-bath house that was paying me every month for that car. So after 5 years, the car is totally paid off and the asset is still paying me the $450 a month. Not a bad gig. I never lost the asset. I still have it today, and it's probably been about 8 or 9 years since I bought that car. So if I wanted to, I could sell that car and go buy another one and do the same thing all over again. But instead of doing that, I have 4 kids. So that house finished paying off the first car, and then here came child number 2 who was needing a car. So here's what happened. I didn't go buy another car. That car was paid off, and because it's a $40,000 car, it is holding up a lot better than if I would have just bought her a clunker junker. That car only has 77,000 miles on it after 7 or 8 years, and it's still going strong. I have a second daughter who came up right behind her, and guess what? We bought her another $40,000 car. It was actually a Land Rover. Now I know people are like, wow, you bought your daughter a Land Rover? It doesn't matter because that house is paying the note for the Land Rover. I've got another son who's coming along, and guess what? Went and bought another asset because the other asset was working for me already to pay off the second car. So now another asset is coming and paying for the third car. I've got one more kid left, and guess what? Hopefully by the time my son's truck is paid off, his car will be paid for by the second asset as well. Okay, so I want you to comment down below and tell me what you think so far. I'm really curious to know your opinion. And don't forget to like the video. So to wrap this up, we've got 3 vehicles so far. We've got 1 asset that is almost totally paid for and has paid for 2 cars in the process, and a second asset that's being paid down by another renter, and that one is paying for this 3rd vehicle and will pay for the 4th vehicle. I know what you're thinking. This can't be true. This is too hard. It can't be done. I didn't get a second job. I didn't work more hours. I didn't go out and try to create another job for myself so I could pay for my kids' cars. All my kids drive nice cars. I mean, they're not driving Lambos or anything, but they're driving nice cars that are gonna last them. And my deal is, as a dad, is I tell them, you've got one vehicle that I'm paying for, and the next one is yours. And so I want to start them off with a good vehicle with warranty that is not going to leave them stranded on the side of the road. And this is the way we chose to do it. My wife and I have made this decision to let somebody else pay for our kids' vehicles. I hope this video helped you and you got something out of it. If it did and you did, then please leave a like and a subscribe on the video. And hey, I'm gonna be putting out more content like this in the future, and I'd love to see you around. Again, I'm Mike from Louisiana, and I hope this video helped you and you got something out of it.